okay, enough of this. Enough. It's not just the crazy lunatics that are the progressives that are easy to point to. It is happening in red states as well. And I want to use this as an example because you have to stop thinking it can't happen here. It can happen because we have a Republican. Let me give you one of the reddest counties in one of the reddest states in America, Utah. Provo, Utah. Utah County. Doesn't get much redder than that. If you talk to the police and the sheriff's department there, you will hear a horror story that for the first time, they have cartel members living in the county. For the first time, they have people in jail that are saying to their attorneys, I'm not going for that charge. No way. I'm not pleading guilty. You go fight that because I just read in the paper that the DA's office, the county attorney's office, is cutting deals. That's a misdemeanor now. 24 out of the 31 attorneys that work in the Utah County Attorney's Office, 24 have now left because this county attorney is so horrible. His name is David Leavitt. It is remarkable. Prior to his tenure, it was rare for more than 2 attorneys to leave every year. Now, 24 prosecutors have left, and this guy is running for re-election. And he says that what he's doing is, he's just he's reimagining. Oh boy, have you heard that before? He's just changing things up. And one of the things he wanted to change is get rid of the special, SVU, the Special Victims Unit. Isn't that the one that is about crimes against women and rape and children? You're getting rid of that? We have all forgotten that this can happen in our community. And it most likely is in some way or another. And I don't care how conservative you guys think your town is. It's there. And when it comes to justice, at the entrance of the Supreme Court, Lady Justice is there. It's a statue of a blindfolded woman holding scales in one hand and a sword in the other. So she has to balance justice and mercy. And the sword is she will defend it and she will prosecute. She will make sure if you are guilty that you pay the price. Lady Justice is there to protect us, but it's important that she's also blindfolded. This has been all over our courthouses forever. And it's a reminder that our court system was designed to be a refuge for the proceedings of impartial justice. Justice would be blind in America. Justice would be blind and thus truly fair. Well, unfortunately, its people have become blind. In the name of equity and at the behest of members of an activist judiciary, the blindfold of Lady Justice has been ripped off and innocent people now suffer the consequences. As I said, we know it's happening in New York. The police are quitting in New York in record numbers. And you know what the new mayor just said? This is great. Provides a new opportunity, a great opportunity to reimagine the police department, bring some new blood in. Who's going to work for New York? Social justice is rearing its ugly head in historically red areas. Now, I'm going to use this as an example. Utah County, a Republican county attorney who, if you didn't know any better and you were actually seeing what was going on, not listening to the political rhetoric bullcrap, because the bullcrap will always say, no, we are making great progress. No, we are moving to enhance everything. We're here making things better. 24 attorneys have left office since he came. 6 of them went as far to publish a letter of no confidence saying, and I quote, "We declare that Mr. Leavitt has vacated his responsibilities to provide you safety and protection in your person and property by failing to enforce criminal laws against offenders and by prioritizing the protection of criminals from the lawful consequences of their misconduct." They go on to write that he disbanded the SVU unit, which was staffed by attorneys that were trained to prosecute sexual offenses. It had a backlog of 1,000 criminal cases. Where's the justice for the victims? They write about the abuse of his discretion by willfully ignoring statutory sentencing enhancements, diminishing the importance of criminal histories in charging decisions, so those who have prior felony convictions, those on felony probation, those on parole from state prison can be referred to the Utah County Justice Court for misdemeanor prosecution. He has moved felonies to misdemeanors. He also increased the yearly budget by $5.5 million. Oh, and law enforcement, I know because I've talked to a few of them, don't trust him. So why am I telling you this? Even the very elect will be fooled. We have to understand that radical ideas are not confined to San Francisco. They're not confined now just to our schools and not to somebody else's school. They are permeating our most conservative areas. These ideas have real world consequences. You might think you're safe living in a really, really red county, but one bad prosecutor can change everything. It's the guy who runs as a Republican. I think that is much more dangerous than somebody running as a progressive with a social justice framework, because no one sees it coming. And when you are in a county like Utah County, one of the most conservative counties in the country, you just expect things to go well. You don't have to have Soros backing you or Soros money to be a Soros style prosecutor. Left, right, center, it doesn't matter anymore. Republicans, some of them, have become Democrats in red ties, and Democrats don't really exist anymore. The liberals are now authoritarian. The labels we used are completely mixed up. You cannot rely on them. You have to look at a person's record. Gone are the days when we can walk into a voting booth and vote down the party line. Gone are the days when you can just look at somebody's name and go, oh, yeah, I know that name. Don't do that. Don't do that. In Texas, we just learned our lesson. George P. Bush. No, thanks. No, thanks. We get it. We get it. Maybe that needs to happen a little bit more around our country. Mr. Leavitt, 45% fewer cases in the district court, felony cases, and 79% more in misdemeanor cases. Gee, what's happening? It's almost as if he's openly trying to reach the ACLU's goal of 50% reduction in prison and jail populations. And if that's his goal, he couldn't be doing a better job.